Hello, my name is David Webb, and this is a video for Dweebovision. I am a Scrabble grandmaster, and in this video I am going to play Scrabble while providing in-game commentary on my moves. Hopefully this will help to improve your game, and be fun to watch. The game has just started, so let's join the action. My opponent's gone first, and I have a fairly bingo-y rack. I don't think avowings is good. I don't think I have a 7-letter bingo. I can't see anything through the I. I have the ing ending. There isn't an R for savouring. So I'm just looking at the letters in Windle. Can't see anything through the D. Salvoing is good. I'm sure salvoing is good. Not so sure about loathings. And, well, is there one through the E? Well, there may be, but it's not. It's probably not going to be better than salvoing, because salvoing doesn't open up the triple word squares in column 8. Salvoing. And this isn't such a great rack. I can't rule out a bingo, but it would be unlikely. But there is a degree of synergy about these tiles. The P and the H certainly go well together. It's the U which complicates matters. I'm just going to look at the available floaters. I certainly can't see a 7-letter bingo. And my opponent takes out the W and the I. So I've got the Perry prefix. And I've got the EU prefix as well. And the URE suffix. But none of these things are giving me a bingo with this rack that I can see. So I'm now looking to score, and the H is my scoring tile as well as the P, and I'd like to get rid of the U as well. But if I play hup, I'm leaving 3 vowels and a consonant, so I'm looking for something a little bit better than that. Having said that, I could play hup at F2 for 26 points. But is there something better? OI takes a P and an H in front of it. I can't see a way of playing off the U. I could play pusher through the S of salvoing, but that's not going to be a big score. Well, it's 19 points. But I'm not sure pusher is better than push in that position. And push uses HUP, which scores more in this spot. This isn't a terrible leave, but it is vulnerable to drawing vowels. I'm slightly hesitating in case there is a bingo I'm missing. but I can't see it. and I can't see a higher scoring spot. I note that Hup takes a W in front, so I am opening up column 1, but it doesn't take anything else in front. Well, that's not as bad as it could have been. I've got the floaters in salvoing to consider, and they haven't been blocked. The B is hampering my bingo prospects, and I've got 2 duplicate pairs, the E and the R. I do not have... well, do I have a 7? I don't think I do. So I've got the N of salvoing is my most promising letter. Brentia is not good. Okay, I've got the BE prefix. Can't see anything through the N or the G or the I, so that just leaves the S of salvoing. Well, I don't think I have a bingo, which is a shame. This rack looks like it's close to 1. So I'm now looking to play off tiles. Reb is good. So I could play that at E1 for 15 points, and then the rack leave of EIRT is really good. Can I do better than that? Well, I can score slightly more than it, but only with sacrificing the leave, and this leave is particularly good, especially with the floating S and the N, and if I draw an N, I've got the ING suffix. Great, well, this is a very bingo-y set of tiles. There's a Tresic, Raciest, Steeric and Christie as 7-letter words, and that's great because Remediat does take an E at the end. So did any of those ones I've just said end in an E? Because if it does, I have a double-double, and Christie does. This is a nice way to respond to a bingo. Remediat was a nice play by my opponent. 72 points for him. And this is 110. And this is a poor pickup. But when you're drawing 7 tiles from the bag, this will happen often enough. I've got Augur, A-U-G-U-R at A1 for 21 points. And that would leave double A-O. And that's certainly better than changing. Looking at the scores, I'm just under 90 points ahead. So what else do I have? I certainly could consider changing with this rack. Aguta is good if there were a floating T. And my opponent has come right back into it. He's now only 16 points behind. Diplogen. Not 100% sure of that. It's fine. Well, Augur has not been blocked. And 20 points is better than changing. Or 20 points with a leave of AAO is better than changing. and that's good. I had a rack leave of double AO, and I've only drawn one vowel, and it's not one of the ones I kept. So this is a reasonably balanced rack. I don't have a bingo, either a 7 or an 8, but I have got a scoring tile in the X and another one in the K, and I've got an excess of vowels which work well with the high scoring tiles. I could play skier at H11, 42 points, leaving AOX. I could also play Sorex in the same spot, but that leaves a duplicate A. And that would be 39 points. Where else can I score? Well, there aren't many vowels next to premium squares, so there aren't any big opportunities for the K or the X. And my opponent's taken out the spot that I was considering. And not provided... Well, has he provided an opportunity? The A is above a double letter square, so I could put my X on that spot. Unfortunately, tax doesn't play. The W takes an E or an O in front of it. Tex is good. Let's see what Tex scores. 40 points. Double A KOR. It's not a great leave, but the K works well with vowels. So I shouldn't be in dire trouble were I to play this. But am I missing something? Is there another spot to play off my X or my K? Not that I can see. Well, this isn't too bad. I don't have a bingo, but I should be able to play through this. I'm looking for opportunities to play my K. But there aren't any good spots next to vowels on the board. And I could have played or like onto the E of swear to play off a lot of tiles, but that opportunity's been blocked, and it may not have been, or almost certainly wasn't optimal anyway. I do have a koala as a 5-letter word. I'm not sure that goes anywhere. It would be nice to play in row L between remediate and diplogen, but I don't have anything, or there isn't anything, which goes between the E and the I. Well, I'm wondering about playing here. I don't have a 5-letter word that I can see, but I could play Cora for 26 points. AIL is a poor leave without being a totally terrible one. And look at the tiles that are left. There's only one A. There are, however, 4 I's, so that's where I'm vulnerable. And there's only one L as well. But Cora is 26 points. I can't see a better place. Well, I do draw 2 of those I's. That was the risk I was taking. My opponent's playing a lot of bingos in this game. He's now got a 50-point lead, so he's not running away with the match. But there are only 17 tiles left. I certainly don't have a bingo with this rack, And I do have a problem with the preponderance of I's. Now, EF takes an F at the end, so I could play Alif. Let's see what this scores. That's 30 points, which is not bad. The leave of I, Y isn't great, but the Y is a scoring tile. Filii is a 5-letter word which uses all 3 I's, but I can't see a good place to play that, or even any place to play it. Well, I guess there's column 7 and 9, but that wouldn't score very much. So is Alif the best move I can make in this spot, hooking the F onto F? Well, any doesn't take any of the tiles on my rack after it, so the play would have to end in F. I can't see anything which uses the Y, so it probably is the best move. The other place to consider is column... this is better. Well, is it? I'm considering Yay Guy at L15. Let's see what this scores. $36 points. Now, it's probably not a great deal. There's probably not a great deal of difference between Yay Guy and Alif in terms of my score and my rack leave. What I need to consider is which of these moves is best for my opponent. Now, there are 3 T's out there. He may well have one of them, and he can then play F'd. And there are 2 S's. But if he plays... So he's more likely to play in row O. So should I be playing Alif there? If I play Alif, he then takes out where I'm playing. But can he do that with a big score? I think there's just too many. Well, this is difficult because Yay Guy does score more than Alif. Alif was 30. This is 6 more points. 6 is a lot of points. And the F is a more playable tile on this board than the Y is. Right, I have the J, and my opponent has not taken the F spot, which probably means he wouldn't have taken, he wasn't going to take either spot, but that's a bit of hindsight. That's a hindsight observation. I've got the J. I'm just wondering what I can play onto EF, because he almost certainly has got the T now. Looking at the scores, I'm 54 points behind. If I take out that spot in row O, I'm closing the board down and I'm behind. Maybe I should be opening the board up. But with only 11 tiles left, I need to open the board up and leave a decent rack leave. Well, what can I play? I could play Lief in row O. That's 30 points, so I'd then be on 362. I'd be 24 behind. And I'd still have the J and the V. I'd be keeping JIV, and I could play Jiver, the following move, at D14. Now I could play Life as well. Life would score more. I think if I don't play here, my opponent definitely will, and 30 odd points is quite good. 33 points. Okay, I don't draw a T, so my opponent almost certainly did have one. I do have Jiver. I've also got the H, which can play next to the C of Christie. So I could play Josh in column 12. 35 points. I'm 23 points, 21 points behind at the moment. I'm a little bit more behind now. In fact, the game is lost. There are no tiles in the bag. I can see what my opponent's got. So I need to consider whether he's got a bingo in order to minimise my losing spread. I don't think he has got a bingo, although that's a nice set of tiles. So how can I score well? I'm looking to see if I can take advantage of the triple word square at A8. Well, if I played Div in that spot, I'd be retaining Josh for column 12. Do I have a second place where I could play Josh? Well, Joshua in column 14, but it may be possible to block both. Let's see what Div scores. 27 points. I've got Josh in column... I've got it in column 9 as well. Well, my opponent may be able to block all three options, but if he does, he's probably not going to score a great deal. And I have always got the spot in A4 to play Josh, not to go out, but to get a big score. I don't think my opponent has got a bingo, but he may have. I've got 1.5 minutes left. My opponent's got 15 minutes left. Okay, well, it's 35 points for Josh in column 12. That's going to be my preferred spot. So Josh for 35. And the game ends. And the final score was 475 to my opponent and 441 to me, so a losing spread of 34 points. That was a cracking game. Great bingos from my opponent, so well played by him. Let's see what I missed. So this was my opening rack. Salvoing was the only bingo. Well, there was Pushier. I considered Pusher but not Pushier at the F6 spot. That was 20 points. And, well, I don't think there's a great deal between the moves. that are shown. Jolly good, I didn't miss a bingo here, and you can see that the options are all fairly low scoring, high teens, early 20s. Christie was the best, and there were numerous other playable bingos. Augur, that's clearly the best play. This is where I played Tex for 40. Yeah, Koa for 27's a nice rack lead, but it's not worth sacrificing 13 points for. Caro for 26, same place I played Cora, and nothing obviously better. This was where I was agonising between Yegai and Aleph, and I still don't know which is better. I could have played Jiva at D14. Well, I did consider that, but I played Life for 10 more points. And Dovish at A7. Oh well, I didn't play that. I'm not sure I knew Dovish. 6-letter words are the last to learn, and that looks like a low probability. 6. So, well, at this point the game was lost, but certainly some of these plays are likely to be better than my play of Div. And Josh for 35 was the best. So that was a bit of a rip-roaring game, high scoring on both sides. Quite a few interesting spots and some nice words, in particular Remediat by my opponent. So I hope you enjoyed watching the game. My name is David Webb, and this has been a video for Dweebovision.